Hello, this is James Arthur Ray, the author of the New York Times bestseller Harmonic Wealth, and my latest book, Life Unleashed: How to Live Life on Your Own Terms, Harness Your Unique Genius, and Have Maximum Impact on the World. Now, we're in session number 3 here of the 6 factors of superhuman success. Have you been keeping up? I encourage you to do so. If you haven't seen the first 2, go back and watch them, please, because these unfold in succession. And I've made the promise before, I'll make it again. If and when you understand each of these 6 factors, you internalize them, and more importantly, you act upon them in your life, you will live the life that others only dream of. You will finally come to a place to achieving all that you desire and deserve, and so few people do. We've talked about how we're programmed to pursue money, and we're programmed to go where the jobs are. We're told how in education, in many ways, we're actually limited instead of empowered. We've talked about work ethic and how important that is, to work hard and yet hardly work when you're doing what you love. The next factor that contributes to superhuman success is the factor of your obsession. Focus. Focus. Now think about this. A light bulb lights up an entire room, a large space, right? But a laser beam cuts through steel. Why? Obvious, because a laser beam is focused, like a white hot bead on a single point. Let me ask you this question. How many horses can you ride successfully at the same time? Unless you're a circus act, you might be able to ride 2 if you're a circus act. But if you're not a circus act, the answer is 1. And yet, in my personal coaching, what I find consistently is that people are scattered. They're dabbling in this, they're dabbling in that, they're going to do a little of this and a little of that. They're jumping from this quick fix to that quick fix, the latest and greatest technique, skill, marketing, right? You know the type? Do you maybe know them a little too well? No, that is not a factor of superhuman success. A factor of superhuman success is to find your one thing. You know, Confucius says, he who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. I love that. He who chases 2 rabbits catches neither one of them. It's a great metaphor. You see, you've got to find your one thing, your horse, and you've got to ride it with every ounce of energy and every ounce of focus that you have. You see, you move towards what you're focused on. When your focus is diffused, you're like a light bulb. You're never going to be a laser beam. You're never going to cut through steel, the obstacles of steel that stand in your way. You know, only when you get focused, only when you find your obsession. Mark Cuban tells us when he talks about building a business, find your obsession. And by the way, he says, if you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession. Do you? You see, if you have an exit strategy, you're already sending a message to your unconscious that you're looking for an out. When you find your obsession, there's no exit strategy. You're burning the bridges. You're burning the boats on the shore. You're going to make this work. Peter Drucker, probably the most successful and most famous management consultant of all time, said, quote, "The most successful people I've ever met are monomaniacs on a mission." Mono, meaning one. Maniacs on a mission. Are you? Now, we put this together here, step by step by step, as it unfolds. You know, first of all, you have to begin at the beginning. You have to find your innate abilities. When you find your innate ability, your God-given gifts and talents, that thing that you love, that thing that you would do, you know, if money were no issue, that thing that you would do for free because you love it so much, then from there you must develop it. You must have a work ethic. You must commit to staying the course. You must work really hard, but it'll be hardly work because you're doing what you love. And you've got to be focused. You've got to find your obsession. It's got to be your obsession. It's got to be all-consuming. This one thing I do. You see, we're programmed in our society to be, addicted to variety, addicted to complexity. Anyone can make something complex. It takes a genius to make it simple. That's Richard Branson. Are you listening? Any fool can make something complex. It takes a genius to make it simple. This one simple thing I do. What are you going to accomplish in this lifetime? This thing. What are you about in this lifetime? I'm about this. What are you going after in this lifetime? I'm going after this. Why? It's my obsession. It's my magnificent obsession. I eat it, I live it, I breathe it, I think it, I talk it, I walk it. It is my life because you see, again, I'll quote Branson, I don't think about work as work and play as play. It's all living. You see, when you find your one thing, when you become so laser focused, you find your magnificent obsession, then there's no differentiation between work and play because it's all play. It's all work. You work hard, but it's hardly work. You follow me? Are you there yet? You have to begin at the beginning. You have to commit to the hard work and the work ethic, and you have to make it an obsession. I hope I've given you some things to think about. Follow these things through, and more importantly, apply them. In my study of ultimate human performance, these are the factors. These are the factors that will take you to superhuman success and the life that most only ever dream of. I hope I've given you some things to think about. Until we speak again, as always, stay awake, love life, and be epic.